I'm realizing these days that I need to abide more in Christ, stay close to his side so that my days do not become filled with empty busyness. I spend a lot of energy trying to achieve things, when really the greatest thing that we can achieve is learning how to be present in the moment. Popeye is on the mend. She now walks with a limp, but her sister is never far behind. I know it's been a while since we've been together, my friends, and so I wanted to share with you how I welcomed the month of May with the celebration of May Day on May 1st. It is customary to start the day by washing your hands with the fresh dew that is on the grass, then going out into the woods to gather wildflowers that would be sprinkled on the doorstep of your home for good luck, or made into headdresses for cows to protect their butter. Not sure if my neighbor's cows will allow me to put a headdress on them. But as I continued to pick flowers, I noticed the dandelions, and I thought how perfect would it be to try my hand at making dandelion honey butter. But before beginning that, I did sprinkle the flowers on the steps of my home for good luck. And now it was time to churn the butter. It's a prayer time for me to think about loved ones and all of you, my dear viewers, to lift a prayer of thanks for each one of you. And so, my friends, welcome to Old Stonewall Farm, where I wanted to talk to you about what the greatest award in life really is.
I have a question for you. If you woke up from a dream that was really powerful and very vivid, and it was encouraging you, inviting you to do something, to take action, would you follow through on that dream? Lately, I have been delving deeply into the writings of great saints and mystics. And while I know the mainstream ones like St. Francis of Assisi, St. Patrick, I have discovered some lesser known saints that have really been inspiring me. As I read their stories, I realize that the common thread to all of their adventures is that it all began with a dream, with an angel coming to them and giving them a message or giving them a vision. When they woke up, they had to make the decision if they were going to follow through with what that dream was telling them to do. And of course, they did follow through because we have their wonderful adventures and their accomplishments, which got me thinking, how many times was I so close to accomplishing something, but I never did because I didn't have the courage to take action. It's one thing to dream and say, oh, someday, but dreams do not become reality until we start taking steps. One of the saints that I have recently discovered, I think she's my kindred spirit. Her name is Saint Gobnut, and she was from the 6th century, and she is sometimes known as the Saint of Bees, but there's other saints too that are associated with bees. Some thieves came to the monastery that she founded and stole the honey, and so she sent a swarm of bees after them. That's just one of the stories. What Gobnut is known for is her saying, "Go and seek the place of your resurrection. And that really spoke to me. Seek the place of new life. Where is it that you belong, where you will find life? You see, Gobnet was living in a community and she thought that's where she was meant to be until an angel came to her in a dream and told her to go and seek resurrection, seek your real life that is waiting for you. And how will she know that that's the place that she belongs? She will find 9 white deer. So here she thought she was living okay, that she was exactly where she was supposed to be. Maybe it wasn't ideal, but then an angel interrupted her plans and in a dream told her to go and seek new life. She did. She traveled all throughout Ireland until finally the 9 white deer appeared, and that is where she settled down and began her community. I share with you my dream that I had recently that reminded me once again, we don't get anywhere until we really find the courage inside to take the steps into the unknown, to take steps that might lead to dead ends or rejection or losing, whatever it might be. But if you want to get anywhere in this life, you need to take action. The dream I had happened in the winter, and I woke up feeling in awe because the dream was I was at an award ceremony and I was receiving a Wilbur Award. Now, the Wilbur Award has been handed out since the 1940s and is named after a Presbyterian communicator. And it's handed out to storytellers, to news reporters, newscasters, writers in the secular media. Now, the Religion Communicators Council, they hand out the Wilbur Awards. They also have the Wilbur Awards for the secular media, but they also have another award that is for the religion insiders. And when I was editor of Presbyterians Today magazine, I won numerous awards for the religion insiders, for like the trade people. It was always my dream to be recognized for storytelling about faith and God, religion, out into a broader audience. Well, when I had this dream and it was so vivid that I received a Wilbur Award, I woke up thinking, well, that's crazy. I don't have anything to submit to the awards. And furthermore, the deadline for submission has passed. So even if I did have any piece of work, writing or video that I could enter, I already missed the deadline for submissions. But then as I was making my bed, I remembered that I did have something that I could submit. Back in December, I did a video piece for a local Vermont TV station, and it would be perfect. It was talking about holiday hope and touching on the holidays, religion, and the Jewish holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas, and where do we find hope, the light. Like, wow, well, I do have something that I could submit to be judged, but then again, I missed the submission deadline. As I finished making my bed and I went downstairs to have my breakfast, and usually after I do my devotionals, I opened up my computer to check to see what emails I got and you know what the day will bring. There was an email from the Religion Communicators Council alerting everyone that the submission deadline had been extended. I just had the dream that I was receiving a Wilbur Award. I woke up thinking, well, I don't have anything to submit and the submission deadline had passed. Then I remembered I did have something to submit. And then just minutes later, I'm reading the email that I have the opportunity to submit that video I did for the Vermont TV station. I didn't submit my video for the awards. I didn't do it right away because a part of me felt insecure. A part of me was scared. I hesitated because I felt silly. I felt that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't worthy. The Wilbur Awards, they go to national TV stations. They go to NPR News, CBS Morning News. They go to big media outlets. And here I am submitting a piece of work from a rural Vermont TV station. I felt like a small fish in a big pond. Do I want my work to be judged against these big networks? So I didn't submit it right away. But when I was doing my dishes, I kept thinking about that dream. There were just too many God moments, too many divine nudges that I couldn't ignore. I threw my video into the mix. And sure enough, after I did submit it, that's when all the fear started to flood my head. I kept thinking, oh, how stupid, how foolish, I'm not good enough. And they finally announced the winners. And so I opened up my email one morning and it read, congratulations, your video won the Wilbur Award of Excellence. It was the recognition that I needed. And I know that I really don't need recognition from the world, that we are not to seek our value in what others think of us. In that moment, I needed that validation that I had talent, because I was feeling like I didn't have any. I have been feeling that I wasn't worthy. And again, we are not to seek our worth from outside influences. Our worth is to come deep inside, knowing that we are a child of God and that what we do should glorify God. But this Wilbur Award really meant a lot to me. And for that, I do thank God. And perhaps in one small way, it is making a difference out in the world. It is glorifying God. One judge wrote that this is exactly the kind of storytelling that we need more of in the world. So it gave me the boost to keep on going. It was all because I woke up one morning and I got out of bed and I remembered the vivid dream that was calling me to take action. But it's not the end of the story. 2 days after I received my certificate, I received another award through the mail. It was more prestigious than a Wilbur. I opened up the package and there was a box that said peace. And in it was a piece of glass, a pin that was beautifully made with a peace symbol. And I was intrigued as to why I was getting this beautiful pin. So I opened up the letter and it said, Dear Donna, I am the proud mother of a 14-year-old young man who is considering what he wants to be when he grows up. We recently had a conversation that went something like this. Mom, have you decided what you want to be when you grow up? James, I want to spread peace, Mom. Have you decided how you'll spread this peace? No, Mom, that's the hard part. Maybe we should look at how others are spreading peace and get some ideas that way. Good idea. Can we send them peace awards too? So they know that we see what they are doing? That sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. Thus began a new journey for my son. James is visually impaired, but he carefully picked the glass pieces and placed them where he wanted them to be. He chose the colors and arranged them with love. Then came the fun part. We started looking around for people who were spreading peace. We found you on social media. James says that you spread peace by sharing nature with others, sharing your own struggles and joys, and sharing Jesus. Enclosed is your humble peace award from James. James, if you are listening right now, this Peace Award is the most prestigious and most precious award that I have ever received. I told you about Saint Gobnet, my kindred saint, the way she says, go seek the place of your resurrection. Well, there was a poem that was written about her, and I wanted to read you one stanza. Is there a place for each of us where we no longer yearn to be elsewhere, where our work is simply to soften, wait, and pay close attention to the work at hand? Yes, there are dreams that urge us to move on, to step onto a new path, but there's always that searching inside of us, thinking that there is more or something better. And we're trying to get to that place where truly we can be just ourselves. So is there a place for each of us where our work is simply to soften and to wait and pay close attention to the work at hand? Because you never know when your beautiful award will come. Peace.